All right, this is Daily Chart of AAPL. I got a great video here for my followers and anybody else who wants to understand a bit about my method. Um, when we don't wait for confirmation, when we don't wait for the market to trend, you don't a lot of my style is on trending stocks. It's not on the little movements, the little choppy movements, but more these directional moves. And what happens is when we start catching, a lot of people cannot ride these directional moves because they don't understand that the stock is in a trend, and they quick to sell. And then when the market stock starts going down, they don't want to sell; they want to buy into the dips. And as you can see, that didn't work out very well if you're trying to buy the dips, or people would get in short or go long. you know part of the problem is people are guessing, and if all my followers, everybody who witnessed when we had four winning option trades in Apple, once Apple violated the frozen rope number, the 131 that I mentioned, um, then it failed to confirm for many days. I talked about the 131.50 to 132 area on this day here, and as you can see, the stock never really could confirm those numbers, and in fact, it just chopped slowly lower. It looked all good. On my last update, I decided not to really listen to my system 100%, and I talked about a 129 entry, which I took, by the way. But that didn't work out. It didn't work out because the stock wasn't really at its proper inflection point, according to all the screens I look at. And of course, I got stopped out right away for a small loss. But there are people still holding, still hoping. Apple could be chopping around, for all we know, for a long time. And one of the problems is the market is now, it's out of sync. In other words, there was a lot of great money being made during these time periods. As you can see, the spiders were trending, and this is where people, because you buy the dips, because you get involved in the downward spiral with and not waiting for confirmation, people will tend to miss the directional moves. Okay. It's a sickness of the human being. In other words, we tend to want to be right all the time. Well, what I can tell you is the system is right, even more than me, my own system. That's what I find. That's what I'm actually happy. I mean, my Apple, even that Apple trade, I shouldn't have even bothered with it. But it was a small loss. I had great gains, but you know why? Because we had trigger numbers, and the stock was trending, and it was properly set up. When they lose their setup, it's a guessing game. It's a day trader's game. People can make money in that, but my system is based on directional moves. And when stocks don't make directional moves, it's better to take a small loss and move on. That's because it depends on the market conditions. First of all, let's go to the SPY here. My concern, and I told my followers, was that no, that's sorry, the wrong one here. Naya, SPY. On Monday of last week, we had a low volume rally, followed by heavier selling. And then on Monday again, we had a low volume rally followed by selling. Why do you think stocks aren't going to confirm to the upside very well? Because the market is not trending like it used to now. We are out of that. I talked about a chop zone, right? So you buying the dip, hoping Apple's going to rise, you're playing with fire. Apple could go up and down. It doesn't mean it's going to go down a lot. Even though it went down, you're playing with a chop still. I'm more interested in directional moves, and in other words, I'm not looking to be right on any stock at any given time. I'm only looking for where the odds are in our favor. This is one of the screens I look at. When the odds are in our favor, that's where you want to go long. And the odds have not been in our favor, and are not in our favor. That's why I didn't mention any buy signal in Apple, because it's pointless right now, as I need more data. It's just there's no point to be looking at. I'm looking to where is the stocks, for example, where are their trigger points, and is it set up? And if it is, let's act on that information. And that's when things are in your favor. And stocks are never always in your favor. Okay, Apple was not in your favor in this chop. Apple was in the favor when we broke out, and I mentioned 4 breakout plays. They all worked, but that's because they were aligned and they were in favor. A lot of people, there were people who did not catch this as many. This was a huge win. That little, even though I lost on the last one, that's because this wasn't properly aligned to be in my favor 100%. But everybody wants to get in that. Oh, I got that lower number, and that's the trap in the market. It's a psychological thing. So the system is based on the trigger numbers, and when the stocks do not follow through quickly, there's usually an issue, and you need to get out of the stock. Because Apple was pretty smooth. I mean, this move here was pretty smooth, right? So was the Google trade that I mentioned, GOOG. When we confirmed, it was a pretty smooth trade. In order to catch them, you have to be prepared for that mentally, and it has to be in your favor. And when they're in your favor, that's when you want to take the trades. When they're not in your favor, I know some people asked me up there, is it good to get in? No, because my targets were the 570, 580, and we reached, it was 560 to 580. We reached inside the target, and yet the market, by the way, this is another thing, making decisions of the market. The market wasn't so good. So it wasn't really a good time to try to make more profits at the upside in the stock. Yeah, the stock pulled back and everything, but then there are stocks that are set up to go down, and so I rather focus on what's set up to go down. And this is the hard part at the trigger points when they're all aligned, because just about any stock went down today, but they went down just because maybe they went up a lot, right? So, and the market was weak. So that's the hard part of trading. You have to focus, and when things aren't working out, you have to cut your losses short and prepare again for the new entry. And if that means even paying higher, because something, there's a lot of people who I know this. They decided not to wait for confirmation, decided to guess, decided to buy pullbacks, and it didn't do you any good. It didn't do you any good. And sometimes even when you do all the right things, here's another message. Even when you do all the right things, you buy the trigger point, and the trade doesn't work. That's okay. That's part of trading. But it's better to lose money doing the right thing. Here's my point here, than doing the wrong thing. And I've learned that even through my own system and experience, because mentally we all want to get this best price, but you know what? There was no best price of the stock. The stock is lower. You can get it cheaper now, easier, right? If you thought 128 was a steal, or 129 or 126 was a steal, like on this day here, that didn't last very long. This was a real move. This is not. This is not real moves right now. This is a day trader's game, chop zone. I'm interested in directional moves. You can make a lot more money this way, and in peace. It's when you try to be perfect on every little tick. That's what kills most people in these markets, is trying to get in on every little tick and getting, I got a better price. Yeah, that's what kills you in the long run. That's the message in this video. Hope you like it. Because as you know, my video, I described 4 breakout points. I thought this would go higher, but you know what? It is what it is. We violated that 131 number, and in theory, the stock has not been aligned since. And even that 129 one was more of an early signal. It could have worked, by the way, but it wasn't the best odds in your favor. Plus, you have a negative market. And there you have it. You have anything can happen. And Apple whipped up and down on this day here. We had a nice strong push up, then a push down, and then some people got lucky to the downside. Some people got lucky on the upside, only to lose it. But they didn't make this money, directional move, and that's what power trigger trade focuses on, the direction. And when they're not ready, want to know something? When stocks don't want to confirm, it's better not to be in the market, because then you're getting prepared for when they confirm. When the market, this market pulling back is going to create opportunity, easy opportunity. You have to wait it out, or you take some shorts, the ones that are in your favor if they confirm. And in the end, the odds will be in your favor. And that's the hard thing to do. And that's what I'm focusing on doing, is improving, uh, uh, is being very strict on the entry points, um, more than ever, more than ever before. So there you have it, people. A great video. Thanks for listening. Like the video.